everyone, if you're joining. Just sending out invites, guys. We've done it. We've made it through another week. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just sending out invites. Bear with me a second, guys. If you feel compelled, please remember to like the stream, guys. Let's let people know that we're here, we're gathering. Just sending out here, guys, and that's my invite list. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday, Mrs. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Child, money makes the world go round, so we're here today to start the world turning and introduce a new way of thinking with people over profit, love over greed. Raise your hands and shake 'em with me. Enough of us join up and join the fight. We can change the world tonight. Hey everyone, thanks for coming. Just getting going here, guys. You know how it goes. Share the live, let people know we're gathering. Don't forget to tap that like button, guys. Get the likes going, get the numbers up. Keep things moving. Thank you so much, Jax. Thank you. You're fantastic. Really, really fantastic. Thank you, Jax. Awesome, guys. Well, we made it through another week of chaos, whether you're talking politically, whether you're talking socially, guys, it's been chaos. But I'm here to help break down some of the stuff that we're looking at and facing as Canadians. Absolutely take a bow, Jax. Thank you so much. Introduce a new way of thinking with people over profit, love over greed. Raise your hands and shake 'em with me. Enough of us join, but to join the fight, we can change the world tonight. That's the goal, guys. As we do this stuff, as I do my lives here and with Beaver Politics, that's what it's about. Trying to create the change that we need to see in the world today. In our little piece of what's going on, we can change things in our little part of the world anyway. So that's how I look at it, guys. Just getting ready to go, guys. It's 7:44. We got about 15 minutes till showtime. Share the stream. Let people know we're here. Keep tapping that like button, guys. Get those numbers going. Let people know that we're here and we're gathering. Today, guys, I will be covering a couple different topics. First and foremost will be comment made by a Manitoba Tory leadership candidate joking about unleashing polar bears on the homeless. Guys, I've heard a little bit about it on mainstream, but not much, so I thought it'd be a good one to highlight. And it really goes to show the mindset and how conservatives in different parts of Canada do think, and gives you real good insight into how they want to do things moving forward. Regardless of if it's a joke or if there's some truth to it, still shouldn't have been said, especially not publicly. So, guys, I'll be covering that for you guys, and I'll be breaking down some of the Danielle Smith stuff right now. Seems like there's some backdoor deals and corruption going on over in Alberta with Danielle Smith in the healthcare system, as well as others within her cabinet. So, I'll be breaking down what I can on that for the latest, anyway. And yeah, so stick around. Jam packed, guys, with two different topics. There's enough information for the whole hour out of the two. So hopefully I do a good job of bringing you the information. Thank you so much, Charity. You're awesome. For Lockheed Martin, now I'm on my laptop watching nuclear bombs explode. Learning all about the fallout zone. Beans on Toast, guys. They're a fantastic band. If you haven't checked them out yet, go check them out. They're a great activist band based out of the UK. Fantastic stuff, guys. In the blood of the poor, I stand with the victims wherever they are, and I'm against the war. Awesome, guys. Thank you. Also, great food choice. Absolutely nerdy. Fantastic food choice. Love it. Thank you, guys. If somebody wants to come up, highlight something, guys, before we get going, by all means, send a request and share with everyone here. Guys, get the word out on something you want to get out there. I'm here to help bolster different issues and different things going on. So please send a request if you got something you want to share before the show starts. It'd be fantastic. I'd love to have you up and hear it. Again, guys, don't forget to tap that like button, share the stream, let people know we're gathering, guys. We got about 12 minutes till showtime. Yes, Jax, once again highlighting, guys, if you're able to, you can make it somewhere to be able to go donate blood. Please do it. Very important in the healthcare sector right now. They've been screaming for blood. Absolutely. Thank you for highlighting that, Jax. Appreciate that so much. As much as I realize, guys, like when you see the commercials and it says, blood, it's in you to give. I mean, it's in you to live. If you're able to give, is fantastic, but it's in us to live. But giving is absolutely necessity right now. So you gotta listen to the girl with the megaphone. I'm just gonna come. It won't take long. Really good time for a protest song. Everyone, thanks for coming. I see everyone coming in and out. I appreciate it. Again, guys, don't forget to share the stream. Hit that like button. Let people know we're gathering. Get the numbers up. Just going to send out a couple more here myself, guys. Don't forget to like and share, guys. Again, we'll be covering some comments made by a Manitoba Tory. Don't forget to like and share, guys. Again, we'll be covering some comments made by a Manitoba Tory leadership candidate. Definitely was a whoopsie on their part, guys. But again, it gives us real good look into their thought processes and how they look at things. So stick around for that as well, guys. But again, it gives us real good look into their thought processes and how they look at things. So stick around for that as well, guys. We'll be talking about Danielle Smith and the current corruption and seemingly backdoor deals made within the real good look into their thought processes and how they look at things. So stick around for that as well, guys. We'll be talking about Danielle Smith and the current corruption and seemingly backdoor deals made within the Alberta healthcare system. Um, and there's people calling on her to resign. So, guys, stick around, break down both those things. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of information with both those stories, guys. So stick around in the Alberta healthcare system. Um, and there's people calling on her to resign. So, guys, stick around, break down both those things. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of information with both those stories, guys. So stick around. There we go. Sent out some more shares, guys. You do the same. Let people know we're here. Hit that like button. Let's get the numbers going here before we get started. I got 10 minutes till showtime, guys. Again, if you'd like to come up, want to highlight something, that you think is important for people to know, by all means, please send a request. Come on up. So showtime, guys. Again, if you'd like to come up, want to highlight something that you think is important for people to know, by all means, please send a request. Come on up. Enjoy tonight. How's everyone doing out there? Hopefully everyone's week was good. The misses, absolutely. I think it'd be a great way to deal with it, especially if they're going to look at the way they do. I mean, karma can be a damn good thing. Some people. Sorry, guys, commercial here from the music. That's fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Eat the rich. Absolutely eat the rich, guys. It's time to take back our power as the people. Why is it the top 10% that have the most wealth, where the rest of us are doing our best just to get by? So let's change things, guys. Like a beaver should. Babita, good to see you. Watching from Toronto. There you go, guys. I'm in Northern Ontario. So just for context, that's where I'm sitting. It's a fantastic tune, Mrs. I absolutely put it on my list of background songs. Guys, don't forget to like the stream, share the stream, let people know we're gathering. And when you do that, guys, act like you're poking me in the forehead. Keep your finger there. It'll come up with your list and do individual sends. Helps boost the stream, gets the numbers up, get more people gathering, and hopefully help people understand things a little better, understand the issues that we're talking about, so they know the better the information people know, the more informed people are, the better we can deal with things, right, guys? So that's my goal anyway, is to make sure the information gets out there and people are knowledgeable on what's going on. Thank you so much, Absorbed. I see that. Thank you so much. You guys are definitely too good. I really appreciate it. Keep tapping that like button, guys. Tappa tappa tappa. Like Lisa Simpson when she started doing tap dance. The tappa tappa tappa. Thank you so much for the tiny diny. Really appreciate it, guys. Fantastic. For bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. Comb and drink my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me and people like you. Just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in a new world with an old soul. We are the Richmond. Oh, thank you so much, guys. That was fantastic. Thank you. You guys are absolutely too kind tonight. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Mrs., thank you so much. Babita, I apologize if I'm not saying that correctly, but thank you so, so much. I really appreciate it. You guys have been fantastic. Cannon Canuck, thank you so, so much. Haven't even started the show yet, guys. You're being way too kind. I really appreciate all the love, guys. Thank you. You got me kind of blushing over here. I'm glad the lighting's all weird. You can't really see it as good. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that share button, guys. Get the stream out there to people. Let them know we're gathering. What do we got? We got 5 minutes till showtime, guys. So get the word out. Let everyone know we're here. Tap that like button. Tappa, tappa, tappa. Thank you so much, guys. You're fantastic. And it can't be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an old soul. Rich men south of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do. I don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause a rich man south of Richmond. Absolutely absorbed. So, guys, we are going to be talking about a Manitoba Tory leadership candidate that joked around about unleashing polar bears onto the homeless. I'm going to break that down as best as I can for you guys. There's quite a bit. I did see it, a little bit of coverage on it, but not as much as I think there should be on mainstream media. So, definitely going to be covering that one, guys. That's going to be the first story that I cover for you. And then afterwards, doing a bit more of a deep dive into what's going on in Alberta in the healthcare system and how Premier Smith is caught up in allegations of political interference in the Alberta healthcare system. So I sifted through information, guys. I'm going to do my best. I've got a whole write out in front of me here for you guys with perspectives from so many different people on that one. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. There's a conservative rally February 15th, Canada First. Oh, okay, I didn't see anything about that yet. Absorbed. Thank you for pointing that out. Um, we'll absolutely look into it. Yes, I will definitely look that up. Um, don't know if I'll really be able to cover too much of it tonight, unfortunately, given time frame. But I will definitely look it up and could possibly be something I touch on Wednesday over on Beaver Politics with the Mossy Side with the Moose. So, guys, don't forget about that as well. You can catch me over on Beaver Politics on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, where I do the Mossy Side with the Moose, where I try to find a topic and break it down and do more of a deep dive on it for you. So, just like I try to do here. Yeah, absolutely absorbed. There's so much right now in politics that it, guys, things change hour to hour. There's new news coming out on politics, new stuff. Yeah, absolutely absorbed. There's so much right now in politics that it, guys, things change hour to hour. There's new news coming out on politics, new stuff provincially, federally, so much. So it's everything. Um, I will absolutely make sure that I look into that afterwards. And like I said, hopefully I can talk a bit more about it on Wednesday. I will absolutely make sure that I look into that afterwards. And like I said, hopefully I can talk a bit more about it on Wednesday over on Beaver Politics. Like I said, hopefully I can talk a bit more about it on Wednesday over on Beaver Politics. Guys, thank you so much for all the love. Even the show started, fantastic. I honestly, guys, thank you so much for all the love. Even the show started, fantastic. I honestly don't know what I'd do without you guys. It's been great having everyone and all the support that everyone goes towards when I'm here on Sunday nights. It's been a good ride. It's been a little chaotic at times, but do my best to go towards when I'm here on Sunday nights. It's been a good ride. It's been a little chaotic at times, but do my best. I'll down. It could be absorbed. I tend to lag quite a bit at times, so it does. But I apologize for that, guys. If I am lagging currently, happens quite a bit with my setup, so I apologize for that. Grandma Sandy, hello and thank you so much for the rose. Appreciate that. Really appreciate that, guys. Hopefully it'll catch up here and won't be so laggy in a second. Appreciate that. Really appreciate that, guys. Hopefully it'll catch up here and won't be so laggy in a second. Like I said, it normally evens itself out pretty quick. Evens itself out pretty quick. Thank you again, everyone, for everything, for all the gifts. All right, guys, we are at 8 o'clock. So, again, thank you. I am going to start jumping into things here. Before I do, just a quick couple things. Guys, you've been fantastic so far. Thank you for all the gifts. So, the live goals are there. It's fantastic. I also, guys, if you caught the show and you haven't become a part of the team, that little gold orange heart up there, hit that bugger, give it a tap, be a part of the team, and just help support what we're doing, both myself here and the crew over on Beaver Politics. Which leads me into my next one. And guys, I know I just plugged it, but come catch me Wednesdays over on Beaver Politics. I love doing things over there. Guys, we have a whole lineup throughout 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday at this point. I believe it is Thursday and Friday. We actually have two shows going, one in the afternoon and one in the evening. So don't forget about that. So many good hosts, so many good topics throughout the weeks, guys. Go follow Beaver Politics and come check us out over there. It's been great being part of that team. So, that being said, I do want to touch quickly some quick notes before getting into it. There has been media coverage come out in the last, I want to say roughly hour or so, that Trump is to impose 25% tariffs on all imported aluminum and steel to the U.S. So that includes Canada, guys. That's Mexico. That's all of it. 90% of Canadian steel is sent south of the border, so definitely going to impact us. Just a key note on that. Canada exports 3 million tons of aluminum as well to the U.S., worth over $11 billion annually. That's a lot right there. Um, Definitely a lot. 25%. Yep, that's what I got. The When I got the info, it was coming from CBC. They were actually just doing a live news broadcast not long ago. Um, when was it? About 7 o'clock is when I caught that one. So, and again, guys, Canadian aluminum accounts for 50%, 56% of the total amount of aluminum that the U.S. imports. So, quite a drastic amount. We'll have to see what happens moving forward. So far, before starting the live, guys, Justin Trudeau hadn't made any comments in regards to retaliation yet. Um, but he's over in Paris doing a lot of other things in terms of trade and figuring stuff out that way. So, I mean, he's working on it, maybe not in the way that we want him to right away, but you got to give him time. Give him credit. He's working quite a few fronts right now in terms of dealing with the trade situation and solutions. So credit where credit's due. Even with him, supposed to be moving aside once the new liberal leader takes their position. All right, guys. So into this first story here. Manitoba Tory leadership candidate jokes about letting polar bears loose to combat homelessness. Manitoba, Manitoban Progressive Conservative Party leadership candidate Wally Dudrich. I believe it's Dudrich, just for the sake of this, I'm going to call him Dudrich because of his comments. So, Dudrich joked to a group of party members this week he could reduce homelessness in Winnipeg by letting polar bears loose downtown. He made the comment about homelessness and the dangerous land carnivore minutes into a speech at the Park West Inn in Winnipeg's Charlotte's Wood area. We have a homeless crisis here in Winnipeg. I always say where I come from in Churchill, we don't have any homeless people. Anybody take a guess why? He asked. He laughed while saying it. When there are serious repercussions for a bad lifestyle, people smarten up very quickly. So my plan is to import 10 polar bears and let them go in front of the ledge, Doodrich said, referring to the Manitoba legislature. I don't feel like I try to style my speech or my exact words to be 100% locked, solid type. That I can never be criticized, the candidate said Thursday in an interview from his home near Morden in southern Manitoba. If people want to criticize me on that, they have to understand obviously nobody's going to be moving polar bears around. You know what, guys? It's just the fact that he said it, in all honesty, the complete disrespect and misunderstanding or just not understanding, um, no empathy towards people that are unhoused whatsoever in those comments. That's the biggest issue. And he's running to be the leader of the progressive conservatives in Manitoba. So, yeah, yeah, exactly. Absorbed, out of touch, just completely whack. So moving forward, Thomas Ramble, a 4-year PC member who attended Doodrich's speech, said it's not funny to joke about homeless people becoming polar bear food. Maybe there was a time when we thought through before we actually spoke, said Ramble, who volunteers in a kitchen at Siloam Mission, a downtown Winnipeg nonprofit organization that provides food and shelter for the unhoused. Ramble also took issues with the Doodrich characterization of homeless as a lifestyle. From my own standpoint, volunteering at an organization that works with people who are struggling with that, it's not as simple as saying they choose to be like this. You know, sometimes it's someone who lost their job or they're struggling with an addiction. Goodrich cited addictions when asked to clarify what he meant when he described homelessness as a lifestyle. Homelessness largely is a result of drug addiction, and we need to deal with the drug addiction issue in Manitoba, especially in Winnipeg, he said. As a Christian, I love people. I love everybody. And as that pro life type of person, that attitude dictates the value that I put on people everywhere, including the homeless people. That statement alone, guys, if you pay attention, if you know what's going on when it comes to the pro life stance, no, pro life, you get out of here with it. It's such a fucking oxymoron. I apologize for my language. But I mean, the pro life is essentially against abortion, but after the kid's born, in all honesty, pro lifers just don't give a fuck, right? Because if they did, they'd actually help the parents, with social programs financially to help feed their kids, people that um, are stuck having to have children, especially when I'm saying this, I'm talking about down in the United States, right? How their laws have changed so massively since Roe versus Wade was overturned. Um, Forcing people to go to term when the option could be there not to, but because of laws. And we're seeing that sort of sentiment up here in Canada. So it's a real thing that we have to worry about, especially in Alberta, with the way their healthcare system is going, guys. And I'm going to get into that aspect of things a little bit later when I get into Daniel Smith and the current allegations coming out against the Alberta healthcare system right now, which will be after this one. Uh, Anyway, if you're speaking to people directly, that's what you honestly think, he said. When a reporter talks to you the day afterwards, of course you're going to be saying something a little different. Absolutely. Plausible deniability, right? We see it all the time from politicians. Um, End Homelessness Winnipeg, an Indigenous led nonprofit organization, said Friday in a statement. Duderich's comments trivializing homelessness and suggesting life threatening consequences as a deterrent are hurtful and perpetuate stereotypes. Such statements ignore the complex, systematic issues that led people into housing insecurity, CEO Jason Whitford said. Homelessness is not a result of a bad lifestyle, he said, but of issues like a lack of affordable housing, mental health challenges, trauma, and systemic inequalities. These issues require solutions, not ridicule, his statement read. In a statement of its own, the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs said Duderich displayed a disturbing lack of empathy for vulnerable people. Absolutely. Agree with that 1,000%. To make light of the suffering experienced by those struggling with homelessness, many of whom are First Nations people, displaced due to systemic failures, is disgraceful and unacceptable. Grand Chief Kira Wilson said in a statement, adding the comments are not a joke. They reflect an ignorance of the colonial and structural inequities that have led to the housing crisis faced by so many First Nations and non-First Nations people alike. Manitoba Kiwatanui Ukimakanak, I apologize, guys, if I did not quite say that correctly, which represents 26 northern Manitoba First Nations, said Duderich's remarks trivialized the dire circumstances people experiencing homelessness face, while also showing a blatant disregard for the underlying issues that perpetuate this crisis. It is a stark warning about the kind of leadership being offered, a leadership that many perpetuate harm to already marginalized groups rather than seeking to uplift and support them, MKO said in a statement. Lauren Stone, the progressive conservative MLA for Midland and a spokesperson for the party's leadership selection committee, declined to comment on Duderich's joke. I apologize, guys. Getting a little bit of a dry throat there. Um, Durich is competing against Fort White PCMLA Obi Khan to become the next leader of Manitoba's Progressive Conservatives, who are seeking a new permanent leader to succeed former Premier Heather Stanfordson, following her resignation in 2024. Khan took to social media Friday to condemn what he called Duderich's sick joke and callous attack on homeless people. Besides Khan, Portage La Prairie MLA Jeff uh, Bereza in the first PC caucus member to publicly condemn Duderich's remarks. In a social media post, he said they were insensitive, ignorant, and downright harmful, adding that they are only the latest in a number of disparaging comments he has made over the years. As for Rammel, he said he is not working with Khan and has not yet made up his mind about his vote. The Siloam volunteer also said he signed up as a PC member in order to cast a vote in the 2021 PC leadership race and had previously supported the Manitoba Liberals. He said he switched parties when it became clear to him the Liberals will not hold office in Manitoba. The BC serve as the financial opposition to Manitoba's NDP government and are led by the interim leader Wayne Iwasko. The party plans to announce its new permanent leader on April 26th. So, guys, there's a lot to unpack there, but essentially, this this person running for the Manitoba PC leadership, Wally Duderich, was joking about unleashing polar bears on the homeless in Winnipeg. So the implications of that, even if it is a joke, he's not serious, just really goes to show his disrespect and disdain for unhoused people. Um, and you see that across the board with conservatives, kind of across Canada, guys. He's somebody that just decided to say the silent part out loud as opposed to keeping it silent. We've seen that with other conservatives in different provinces and on a federal level, excuse me, where they accidentally say the silent part out loud, and here we are. So he's running for leadership. Hopefully, these sort of statements and the stuff that he's saying will cause him not to get the leadership. And sounds like quite a bit of other progressive conservatives, as well as NDP, multiple advocates within the community are speaking out against his comments, which is fantastic. Um, and that's what we need to see. And that's why I wanted to highlight this one, because I feel this one's important, especially given the mindset and the thought process that this um, candidate has can't be tolerated. And we can't allow people with that thought process and that way of thinking to have a position in power. It's just not appropriate whatsoever. Um, yeah, so that's why I wanted to highlight it. Like I said, guys, I heard a little bit about it, but it wasn't covered as much as I think it should have been in mainstream media. So definitely why I wanted to have it here today. All right, I apologize for that. Had to wet the old whistle a little bit here. All right, so let's move on to Alberta and what's going on over there, guys. Quickly before I do, don't forget to keep tapping that like button, guys. Get the numbers up, share the stream, let people know we're here, talking about things, getting more in depth on this stuff. Really appreciate all the love you guys have shown so far. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, so let's get into it. So, Premier Smith caught up in allegations of political interference at AHS, the Alberta healthcare system, of course. The news came out in a letter obtained by a Globe and Mail from guys. I've been struggling to say this name, so I apologize. Menzelopoulos. It's a harder one for me to say, so I apologize for that. Lawyer to AHS's intern general counsel, which was sent on January 20th. Contents of the letter alleged Premier Daniel Smith, then Chief of Staff Marshall Smith, had also interfered in AHS's contract negotiations. Alberta Health says the recent personal and broad changes at Alberta Health Services are part of a planned February 1st transition of AAHS into a service provider under the newly constituted Acute Care Alberta Agency. As to the allegations made by the outgoing CEO, Alberta Health Services is reviewing them, but the interpretation that her determination was due to AHS's review of certain procurement decisions are false, reads a statement from Lagrange's office. We understand that AHS has been reviewing these procurement decisions and processes, and that work will continue until it is completed. Lagrange went on to say that she now welcomes a review from the Auditor General, Doug Wiley, but no further comment will be provided. At this time, the examination pertains to chartered surgical facilities, medication, so ibuprofen or acetaminophen, and COVID 19 personal protection equipment, Wiley's statement read. The examination is looking into the effectiveness of management and control processes, including governance and oversight, ensuring value for Albertans while addressing concerns of allegations related to contracting and potential conflicts of interest. The Alberta RCMP also confirmed in a statement on Thursday that it has received a letter related to the investigation. Alberta Health Services puts hold on all their contracts. Alberta Health Services says it is now conducting a review of its procurement procedures related to matters raised by its former CEO. In the interim, we have paused the awarding of any contracts involving the parties that are involved in the review, said Holly Budd with AHS Communications. Until this review and the Auditor General's review have been completed, we will not be commenting any further. AHS did not specify which companies are part of the temporary ban on new contracts. At the time, Metzelopoulos had been digging deeper into a company known as MH Care Medical Corporation and its CEO, Sam Marachi. Her letter indicated she investigated AHS's relationship and contracts with the company that facilitated Alberta's $75 million deal to import generic children's pain medication from Turkey in 2022. Only 30% of the children's medication was received despite paying up front. The rest of the order is not likely to be received by AHS, has since stopped using the remaining supply for safety reasons. The letter obtained by the Globe and Mail also noted that Menzelopoulos was allegedly facing pressure to sign new deals for chartered surgical facilities, which are considered private outfits that perform operations paid by the government as part of the public healthcare system. Guys, we're seeing the same thing in Ontario, just for a caveat here, where Doug Ford has said, he's paying private practices to try and make up for the public sector backlog, when in all reality, it's just a way to bolster private healthcare, enrich private healthcare, and their end goal is to try and get away from public and get to private. So this is prime example within this that we're finding in Alberta. Um, the Globe and Mail says that the letter noted she was also pressured to extend a contract for the Alberta Surgical Group. Throughout 2024, she had been repeatedly subject to interference and pressures from various government of Alberta officials, including the Premier's then Chief of Staff, Marshall Smith, to sign off on commitments for the new CSFs and approve a contract extension for ASG, despite significant concerns within AHS around the true ownership and potential costs of the CSFs and concerns over the significantly increased cost of a proposed new ASG contract, the letter reads. The letter states she is prepared to sue for wrongful dismissal, demanding the province pay her roughly 1.7 million, which is the amount she would have made if she had been able to serve out the rest of her contract. She also took office at AHS's chief executive officer in December of 2023 as part of the UCP government plan to revamp the organization and reduce costs. She had also previously, oh, she had also previously served as the executive director of the Alberta Medical Association and as Alberta's deputy minister of finance. MH Care Medical and Alberta Surgical Group respond to allegations. Legal counsel for MH Care Medical Corporation responds to the news, noting that their client recognizes the importance of this coverage, but is unable to provide further details at this time. Gregory Benz, a lawyer with Stillman LLP, however, provided the following statement. Based on what our clients have learned, the claims and situations made against them are based on flawed perspectives, is without merit, and contrary to the sustained evidence, said Benz. Yeah, guys, it's just legal bullshit. They're just trying to cover their asses while they fight this stuff. That's what I get from this at this point. We are confident that as the process unfolds, the full facts will come to light and demonstrate that our client has acted properly at all times. Mm-hmm. The Alberta Surgical Group also responded in a statement, noting that it was deeply shocked and dismayed by the allegations. ASG has also been committed to upholding the highest standards of patient care, safety, and professional integrity. The claims being made are false and do not reflect our values, our mission, or our dedication of our team to providing exemplary surgical services efficiently and cost effectively, reads the statement. Timely access to surgical care has been a concern to all Albertans. ASG has functioned as a relief valve to help alleviate the surgical backlog and excessive wait times that have plagued Albertans. ASG does not perform privately funded procedures. No, they're getting paid by the government, even though they're a privately owned company, separate from the public system. So keep that in mind, guys. Like, being hoodwinked on that one. ASG went on to say that it welcomes the opportunity to address concerns related to its operations and agreements with AHS and Alberta Health. Opposition NDP calls for Smith to resign. Alberta's opposition NDP is now calling for Premier Daniel Smith to resign as the allegations swirl around the reasoning for firing the previous CEO and board of directors at Alberta Health Services. The allegations about the UCP interference are shocking, and Albertans deserve to know what's going on, said Sarah Hoffman, Alberta NDP Shadow Minister for Health. In January, the UCP government fired Daniel Smith's hand-picked Alberta Health Service (AHS) CEO and board of directors. It is likely the UCP government asked those same individuals to sign non-disclosure agreements. Albertans deserve to hear the full story. The public deserves nothing less than the truth, which is absolutely right, guys. Like this sort of backdoor dealing and way of doing things. And this is as well as with um, the Alberta government essentially making it harder for us to hold them accountable through different bills and legislation they've been doing there. So again, keep that in mind because it's a broader stroke of the brush. This is just one aspect of it. In Alberta right now, there's so many different ways they're messing things up. The UCP is causing chaos in healthcare, focusing more on firing managers and CEOs than on hiring doctors and signing contracts with healthcare workers to ensure staff that can focus on patient care, Huffman said. Meanwhile, other medical groups, including United Nurses of Alberta, are also speaking out on what's going on. United Nurses of Alberta President Heather Smith says this story contains many deeply serious and troubling allegations that demand a timely and formal investigation. At a time of needless upheaval in Alberta's healthcare system that includes an aggressive program of privatizing activities such as surgical procedures that should remain in the public system, we need to consider the message this sends to frontline employees like UNA's members about the organization they work for and the government that is driving its agenda, Smith says. All Albertans deserve to know what has happened and why it is happening, Smith added. That should include the true cost of Albertan surgical initiatives, the contract process, and who is profiting from this policy. Absolutely right. I couldn't agree more on that one. This is the sort of stuff that should be just basic stuff that is put in place, and we know what's going on. We can look into it. We can get the numbers. We can get, you know, the process and procedures. Um, yeah, like they talk about being transparent, but when it actually comes to being transparent, the conservatives, or at least the UCPs over in Alberta, do a shit job, a real shit job, guys. Um, we have a government essentially taking hockey tickets to give healthcare contracts, and that doesn't smell good. There's something wrong here, and there needs to be an investigation. And in the past, there have been royal commissions. Brownsley adds that an independent review is what is needed to ensure accountability, but Premier Smith is ultimately the one individual who needs to be held at a much higher standard. I mean, there's no denying that something went on here, and the buck stops with the Premier. Their Premier should resign. There really is no way out of this, he says. Why hasn't Smith responded to this more forcefully? She will next week. She'll come out and say that we're going to wait for the police to conclude their investigation, which will be a year and a half or 2 years away, and she'll just deflect. And guys, Smith did respond finally after 3 days of silence. Premier Danielle Smith spoke out on Saturday and denied any wrongdoing in retaliation to explosive allegations about operations and conflicts of interest concerning the Alberta Health Services. Smith has not been made available since the news broke earlier this week, but in a statement, she said the allegations are troubling and called for an expedited review of the Auditor General's investigation. We need to get to the bottom of this issue quickly to identify any potential wrongdoing, she says, correct it and address it appropriately. I have also asked the AHS's internal review to complete as quickly as possible and deliver directly to me so we can study the results and make improvements or adjustments to these processes. So, guys, what they're saying there is they're relying on improvements or adjustments to these processes. So, guys, what they're saying there is they're relying on AHS to do an internal review. So, essentially, police themselves give Daniel Smith a review on them critiquing themselves, and they'll make a determination. Does that sound like that should be the way it goes? I mean, that doesn't make sense to me, right? As stated earlier, there needs to be an independent investigation. Why are we allowing these companies and corporations to police themselves and deal with internal investigation? It makes no sense. They're not going to give you the full information. We already fucking know this. Apologize for my language, but Alberta NDP leader Naheed Nanchi, I apologize if I didn't say that quite right, guys, slammed the premier soon after she released her statement with a statement of his own, saying Smith's actions don't go far enough. It took her 4 days to say anything, and then she said she will do nothing beyond what's already happening, which is absolutely true. Smith isn't doing anything extra, isn't making sure there's more of a process. She's just letting whatever at this point is happening to happen. Um, so nothing more to add from Smith on that. This is simply not good enough. Her own office is implicated. The investigation can't be handed over to the people being investigated. How dumb does she think Albertans are? And again, guy, that's the leader of the NDP party in Alberta saying that, which I absolutely agree. Why are we going to hand over the information to the people that are being looked at and being um, implicated in these allegations? Like that, just it's the definition of insanity. Um, I'll just put it that way. Anyway, so the leader of the NDP party is calling for an independent public inquiry and is calling for the RCMP to do a full investigation. Again, fully agree on that, guys. Um, Mount Royal University political scientist Lori Williams described the response from Smith as very little and very late. Again, can't argue on that one. There have been very serious allegations raised that touch on things most important to Albertans, affordability and healthcare, Williams said. It appears based on this report that taxpayers' money, people who are struggling to make ends meet, who pay their taxes to the government, that money is then used to pay more to friends of the government. This raises questions about integrity and competence. Williams questions whether an Auditor General investigation is enough to provide full details. She believes an independent investigation would suffice. So, again, guys, independent investigations, that's the biggest thing I would fully agree with at this point. Why is there internal investigations? Or even within the government, given that it's the government that's being implicated, or people within the government, definitely need um, independent investigation in this for full, unbiased look into it for the facts, and we'll see what happens. But guys, there's a massive call for Daniel Smith to step down. There's a petition for it going around Canada, not just Alberta, but Canada, for people to sign. This is absolutely a part of as to why RCMP investigators. Yeah, the RCMP said that they had received something in regards to this stuff, um, and that they're going to be looking into it. So the RCMP is definitely going to open an investigation by the sounds of it. Where can one find that petition? You know what? I will see if I can pull that up as we're chatting here. Guys, if somebody wants to come up, if maybe you have a bit more information or you have any questions or anything to add, by all means, send a request and come on up, and we'll have a conversation. I'm going to look up that. petition right now. I should have actually had it before. I thought of it earlier to make sure I had it before doing the live, but I squirreled, so I apologize for that, guys. Yeah, so the two stories tonight, guys, you got one out of Manitoba, one out of Alberta. Both, one is definitely a wrong way to look at homelessness. And we see it across the board, guys. Government or the rich just have disdain for the homeless, unfortunately, and it really shouldn't be that way. Um, so again, it's just a candidate for Manitoba for the PC party. So that's why I wanted to highlight. Hopefully, some more people see this and more people find out about it so they don't end up getting that leadership position. And Daniel Smith as well at this point. I'm trying to look up the petition right now. Uh, yeah, so guys, what are your thoughts on this stuff? Because it's quite a bit. Um, both of them at this point, we have to wait and see what happens moving forward. Uh, it's good that some of it's come to light and people are finding out about it. Petition to. Sorry, guys, just trying to. Oh, I see things going crazy. I'm in Quebec, so I wasn't in the loop, but yeah, that's yucky. Yeah, no, this is the sort of stuff we're seeing um, across Canada, right? Like the healthcare systems are crumbling, both in Alberta and Ontario, and it's essentially the same playbook in both provinces at this point, right? We're seeing it in other provinces as well. All right, guys. So I've got a petition for you guys here on change.org. I went into Google and quickly put in petition to get Daniel Smith to step down, and it's on change.org is where you can find the petition um, for to sign for Daniel Smith to step down. Again, it's not just for Albertans; it's also for people across Canada. Um, so, yeah, change.org, guys. Search up the petition, sign it if you feel compelled, and let your voice be heard in that sense. Right now, it's at 4,227 signatures out of a 5,000 signature goal. So, guys, not much far from their goal of 5,000. So let's see if we can bring that number up. Change.org. Daniel Smith stepped down. A petition representing the concerns of all Canadian citizens. As well, there was something else I wanted to point out, guys, while I was here today. I just gotta go quickly find it again. I apologize. I'm normally more set up than this. um, having a bit of an off day, keeping myself moving here. There we go. Solidarity Next Door, guys. So www.solidaritynextdoor.org. United Against Fascism, National Day of Action. Uniting Turtle Island against the rising tide of fascism with nationwide rallies opposing the rise of neoconservatism and far-right extremism, standing in solidarity with the oppressed people of America. So nationwide, across Canada, guys, February 15th, 2025. The website again, guys, for more information is www.solidaritynextdoor.org. Keep that in mind. Go check it out, guys. Find out more information and how you can be a part of things. Um, it's the best we got right now, guys, is to organize and let our voices be heard when it comes to all the issues, whether it's towards government, whether it's towards different ideologies and movements that are happening in Canada, especially when it comes to hate. We got to organize and stand against it. Apologize. You're very welcome, Nat. I try to do my best to bring what I can to the table. Sometimes I'm a little squirrel brained, but I get there eventually. Yeah, so guys, that's pretty much what I had for you today. Again, Trump is talking about tariffs, so we're not going to be hitting that month. Um, Sounds like first thing tomorrow is when he's going to start implementing the tariffs on aluminum and steel uh, to all imports to the U.S. So it's not just Canada; it'll be all aluminum and steel imports. So keep that in mind. We're still waiting to hear from Justin Trudeau and the Liberal, I guess, caucus or party as to what they're going to do in retaliation. But you can almost guarantee that there is going to be retaliation. Anything about Ontario Ford? Yeah, guys. So platforms are actually formed at this point, so you can go online and find them. I was looking on Global News had a good breakdown of the different platforms in Ontario. Excuse me. Yeah, Doug Ford. Doug Ford is Doug Ford. Guys, we have a track record for him. Yeah, Starlink is still going ahead. Guys, he talked about ripping that deal up and everything else, but luckily he had another one in his back pocket ready to go. So that was all performative in terms of ripping up the deal with Starlink. There was no truth to that. He wasn't actually going to do anything with it, and he just signed another one. So Doug Ford essentially is full of shit at this point, and it's all theater and dramatic just to make him look like he's standing up for Ontario and the Canadians that he's supposed to. But the backdoor deals and all the nonsense, there's really no difference. Other than that, guys, there's not much more coming out. Again, all the parties are running on fixing healthcare, education, um, all the different stuff in terms of infrastructure that we're facing in Ontario, the lack thereof, I should say. And yeah, Doug Ford is saying he's going to do the same. But again, we've got his track record, and he's the one, him and his conservative government are the ones that have put us where we are now in Ontario when we're facing the shortages in healthcare and education that we are because of his cuts since he first got into office. I mean, I remember his first 3 months he got into office, and he was talking about making cuts to healthcare and education, and he did, and he's been doing it the entire time. Remember during the pandemic when we had the armed forces help long-term care facilities in Ontario because they were for profit, they didn't have proper staffing and didn't have the resources to do their jobs properly in such scenarios. So, our armed forces stepped in to help in that sense. And Doug Ford promised to fix that system and move away from the for profit system and bring it back to more of the public system. And he never did. He made that promise, and all of Ontario was ecstatic that he was going to do that, but it never actually happened, guys. And if anything, he's moved healthcare more privatized and facilities more privatized than what they already were, right? So he's hoodwinked us on that. He said he was going to fix it, he never did. Uh, Remember his wage increase halts to healthcare workers got found to be unconstitutional, right? So then he actually had to raise those wages and actually pay the damn workers. So, guys, he's got a track record of behind the behind the scene backdoor deals, not taking care of his constituents, but actually harming them when it comes to all these sectors, when it comes to pay, when it comes to resources, when it comes to funding, and it really, especially when it comes to education, it doesn't just hurt that sector. It doesn't hurt the workers. It hurts our children. It hurts those that are the ones that are getting taught in these schools because they don't have the resources to do a proper job teaching our next generation, right? So it's all these different things. And I'm sure I don't have it in front of me, but there's definitely information out there that shows that he's been helping fund more private schools than anything, right? Yeah, now he's trying to stop a teacher strike again, right? With there was one, what was it, 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, that I went and joined the picket line with, because that was across Ontario. That was for not teachers, but support staff within the education system. Um, yeah, so I stood with the workers there when he tried. He even wanted to mandate them back to work and realized it was a bad idea after so many unions and so many Ontarians just didn't want to have a part of his nonsense, right? So all these different things that he's done over time, whether people forget about it because he's sent out $200 checks or he's done this or he's done that, just to try and get people's attention away from the stuff that he has done, the cuts that he's made, and yeah. So just keep all that stuff in mind, guys, if you're in Ontario. As well, if you need information in terms of voting in Ontario, I want to highlight this again, guys. I've done it before, but I'll do it again. The Ontario, I got to go look quickly so I have the right information for you guys. But I did look this up and I brought it up on a live before. Ontario Votes, I believe, is the website I am looking for, but I just want to make sure. Ontario election, smartvoting.ca. Yes, smartvoting.ca. Thank you so much. Fantastic place to go. Full of information there, but there was another one. Oh, Elections Ontario, guys, is another one. That's the one I was thinking of. But thank you, guys. Smartvoting.ca. Again, go check that one out. That's a fantastic place as well. Um, but Elections Ontario, guys, I just wanted to highlight because it covers job opportunities. So if you want to apply to be a part of the voting process and volunteer that way, by all means, go check it out. Voter information services. So starting on February 14th, enter your postal code, and they can give you where to go for advanced polling, voter registration as well. They do that on there. They're adding to make sure you register your information by February 17th. So we're running out of time on that, guys. Keep that in mind. If you're not registered to vote yet, make sure you do it before February 17th. If you want to register to vote by mail, you can apply to vote by mail over on Elections Ontario. So there you go. Another resource. Find examples of mail. You can apply to vote by mail over on Elections Ontario. So there you go. Another resource. Find examples of accepted ID to vote. So if you're not sure what kind of ID you need to vote, guys, they've got that there as well. Elections Ontario. So there you go. Another resource. Find examples of accepted ID to vote. So if you're not sure what kind of ID you need to vote, guys, they've got that there as well. List of candidates. So a complete list of the candidates will be examples of accepted ID to vote. So if you're not sure what kind of ID you need to vote, guys, they've got that there as well. List of candidates. So a complete list of the candidates will be available after February 13th. So not on what you've been reading, is other source if you want. Um, might not help you, but it might give you a little bit more information that you're not getting somewhere else. And is other source if you want. Um, might not help you, but it might give you a little bit more information that you're not getting somewhere else, and help you make your determination on your vote in that sense. Information for candidates, get nominated, find candidate forms. So, guys, if you want to run, I guess, head on over to Elections Ontario, and they can let you know on that stuff as well. Accessible voting, use accessible tools and services to vote in this election. So, it helps you learn more in terms of that. If you need more accessible options to be able to go and vote, guys. Um, and there's an Elections Ontario app. get personalized information with your mobile app anytime, anywhere. So that's Elections Ontario, guys. Elections.on.ca has all those resources on there for you. Yes, pumpkin spice. Thank you so much. There you go. Pumpkin spice is on the game tonight. Brought it up there in comment, guys. So it's right there in the comments for you guys. Um, exactly. Thank you so much, pumpkin spice. You are fantastic for doing that. Welcome back, Jax. Yeah, so those are some resources there, guys. No, it's okay, Grandma Sandy. It's been one of those weekends. I think everyone's kind of getting hit by snow here or there. I'm going to be working in the morning, I believe, so that's a 3 a.m. start time. So everyone's getting hit at this point. Guys, I got 10 minutes left. If you're kicking around, if you have any comments or questions, by all means, send me a request to come up. I would love to hear from you. Hopefully, help you if you have a question. Um, and again, if there's anything anyone has to highlight today that hasn't been talked about or doesn't think is getting enough coverage, by all means, come up. Um, oh, guys, I want to do some crowd info brain picking. So, if anyone knows Nikki on here, she had shared a video of some police brutality, and I've been trying to find more information on that video, what happened, circumstances, all that stuff. I've been trying to find more information. So, guys, if you have more information on that, somebody had said that it was in Cold Lake, Alberta. Um, so again, that's all I'm going off right now, and I haven't been able to find much. But guys, if you have more information on that video that was circulating, please, please, please reach out to me and let me know what you got in terms of sources, what the information is, and I can move forward. So I can make sure I can highlight that one, bring you the information, let more people know as to what happened there, and get the message out that we're still seeing police brutality and we have to stand with our Indigenous brothers and sisters and call for an end to that shit. Sick and tired of seeing it, and we got to put an end to it. Cold Lake is RCMP. They love to boot, but I don't know anything about the incident. Okay. Yeah, so hopefully we'll see more information on that one coming out in the coming days, guys. Um, oh, you're asking about the petition. So let me go see if I can pull that up again, guys, for you. So the petition against Daniel Smith is what is being asked about again, which is completely fine. Change.org. Uh, so www.change.org. Economic justice. Uh, yeah, CBC has coverage of it as well. So it looks like you'd probably be able to find a way to get to it from there. Um, Rad Mike, there is a video of a police officer unfortunately assaulting I believe it's an indigenous woman, and full on just punches her right in the face. She's on the ground. There's people essentially screaming at the cop to stop. And he just, yeah, he's unfortunately, for lack of better words, beating on her. Um, yeah, Nikki had posted it, guys. I had made a stitch with it, and then now the original video's gone and taken down. So that's kind of like I don't even have a reference to go back on at this point. I've been trying all weekend, but I haven't been able to find anything. So again, guys, reach out if you got anything else. Um, Chugsy, yeah, like petitions are a great way to go about things. That I think the biggest thing now is because it's online. Yes, you can get it out to more people, but less people actually find them. I think we need to go back to more of a Smarshy has it in her vids. Thank you so much. Desiree, thank you for that. I will have to go take a look. Absolutely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, Cold Lake has a long history, guys, and that's the biggest thing. I started searching for it, and you know how much stuff came up to do with Cold Lake, Alberta? Like, there was such a list from a year ago, 2, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, of just constant police brutality. So at this point, it's more of a massive systemic issue within law enforcement in Cold Lake, Alberta at this point. And how the fuck hasn't anything been done yet if it's that bad there? That trying to sift through pages and pages of incidents over the last 10 years, trying to find the more recent one so I can bring you the information and facts on that. But I can't do it because I can't find it trying to sift through all the different incidents that have happened in Cold Lake, Alberta. They don't care. Yeah, no, they absolutely don't. And that's, you're right. And that's part of the issue. All right, guys, we're down to about 5 minutes left here. So, again, guys, I want to thank everyone for coming by tonight and joining me. Hopefully, I broke things down in a way that was understandable, and you heard all the different perspectives um, on the stories and people that are involved. Of course, when it comes to the Daniel Smith AHS corruption, take what you hear from the system and organizations with a grain of salt. And hopefully, we get a proper investigation more so into that stuff. And hopefully, we see the independent investigation so we get the proper breakdown of it and we can hold our politicians accountable for the nonsense that they're pulling, especially in Alberta. Um, so many people that I've talked to in Alberta, people here on the live that are from Alberta, and feel the effects of what they're doing there. It won't happen in Cold Lake, sadly. Yeah, no, I know, and it's unfortunate. But again, guys, that's why I wanted to highlight it so more people find out about it, and the more people that know, the bigger the pushback can be, and hopefully we'll see a change. Right? There's always hope. We just got to keep bolstering and getting the message out there that this shit is happening so more people know about it, more people are watching, more eyes on the situation. That's what we need. And that is my whole goal by doing my lives that I do here on Sunday nights and working with Beaver Politics guys is to just get the information out there so people have it, they know what's going on the ground, and more people can push back and fight the system and fight the issues that we're facing in Canada. Um, yeah, and I think that's the goal of most content or political commentators at this point, where that's guys, we have to come together as progressives, as the left. We need to organize and we need to do it together. Thank you so much, Desiree, for that. Thank you. You are fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, guys, like this is the stuff. As a white man, I realize I am the most privileged portion of humanity, right? I'm in that group of the most privileged. And I feel that even being where I am and being a part of that group, as a white person, I need to stand beside our Indigenous brothers and sisters. We all do when it comes to the issues that they face and the inequality that they face on so many different levels in so many different ways. And the more people that we can get together to bolster and spread messages, spread their voices, spread what's happening on the ground within indigenous communities, the more there's going to be a push for change and actual equality and an end to the issues that they face every day that I myself and others can't understand because we haven't lived it, right? So keep that in mind, guys. Always make sure we listen and take heed to what our indigenous brothers and sisters have to say to, um, about stuff on the ground. That's my biggest message when it comes to that sort of stuff. Um, so yeah, guys, again, thank you so much for joining. Joe, I see you just joined. Thank you for, oh, thank you so much for that. Uh, Babita, thank you so much. You guys have been great tonight. You know what? Hats off to you guys because you have been so fantastic and understanding as I kind of ramble and go through my stuff. Um, and you're patient because I definitely have a hard time trying to, yeah, get my words out at times. So coming in late, that's fine. You made it. Good to see ya. I always love seeing your name, even in the chat. I got a minute left, so I mean, you did make it. I love it, guys. Alrighty, so for that being said, guys, I got a minute left. So again, don't forget to go check out Beaver Politics if you haven't yet. You can find me over there on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, as well as so many other great hosts. Lineup, guys, Monday through Saturday. I believe it's Thursday and Friday at this point. We actually have an afternoon show going now. And Saturday, I think, too. So the three afternoon shows. So we got three afternoon shows going on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And even